Hello everyone that subscribes to my little YouTube channel here. My name's Jesse. I'm Talking Time. And this is my crappy, awkward YouTube channel that I do appreciate your views, and if you subscribe, that would be rad. I've noticed that I didn't post up in a little while. Mostly it's me rambling on about the Rolex market and Rolex things. Well, that's changing, and I may do a future video on that because I'm seeing some dynamic shifts. Also dynamic shifts in the prices of a lot of the pieces, and they're kind of going down, and I'm kind of happy. And for once my AD offered me a piece that was complete garbage, but I mean, it was an offer. But anyway, today I want to focus on a few new pieces in the collection. If you've seen my previous video, you know that I have a Rolex Day date. Well, I'm about to take a little plane trip to Hawaii for a long week, and I'm going to be scuba diving, seeing the sights and whatnot. It's kind of a honeymoon that my wife and I have never had, so I'm really excited to take part. So I said, you know what? I need something to be my GMT watch. I don't really want to buy a Rolex GMT at this time. Don't really need it. I like it, but I mean, they're okay. But anyway, I decided to go with this. This is my Breitling Orbiter 3 with UTC. Apologies, I'm going to do a little Tim Mosso style wipe here. If you're not familiar with the Breitling UTC, the Breitling itself has, as you can see, the emergency. And the emergency is justified. It is the Orbiter 3 edition, and it is a limited edition from 1999. And it has, as you can see up there, an FCC ID. This is a fully functional emergency transmitter beacon device, along with a watch. I mean, if you rotate the crown, you can change its functions. Sometimes it's a finicky bastard, but there you go. It kind of takes a quick flick to change things. See, you kind of have to wake it up. But there it is. You got your month, your day, your seconds, alarm, blank, chronograph, your second time zone, and your countdown timer. I like to leave it on this channel, this setting. But the uncommon thing that really made me buy the watch, beyond the emergency beacon, which I kind of like for a peace of mind setting, is that second little UTC clock at the bottom. It's very uncommon on these to have UTCs, and they fetch a pretty decent premium over the standard models. It's about 15 millimeters thick, and it wears very comfortably because it's completely titanium. It has an extension on the clasp for diving, or I would say a flight suit, because the 30-meter water resistance is definitely something lacking, but it's better than nothing. But I'm definitely not going to be going scuba diving in this. I'm going to leave that to my 51-year-old Rolex Day date. Call me what you will, but this is the first addition to the fleet that I got recently. It's very comfortable, and it's really something I don't have to worry about. I can knock it around, I can pick it up and go. It does everything that I need, and I had a mission as well, and that was a fantastic timepiece as well. And how this works is that knob there and that knob up top, those two crowns, they unscrew, and antennas go out both ways, and it broadcasts on the 121.5 emergency beacon. This watch is a commemorative edition for the Breitling Orbiter 3, the first non-stop flight with no refueling around the world. I actually had this watch in my wall in middle school. It's kind of weird. Yes, I did have posters and things of all sorts of watches on my wall because I was a dork. Still am. So that's the first piece that was added to the collection. The second piece, I really love this one. This is a 1947 Omega 18 karat gold jumbo chronograph. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit so you see how it wears. I sent this off to service a couple weeks ago, and the service bill hurt. But I got this because it was going to be melted down. A friend of mine, Jewelry 804 on Instagram, owns a pawn shop. He was going to melt it. Yes, he was. So this, I have a 7.5-inch wrist. Sorry for the crappy camera, but as you can see, it's about 40 millimeters. It's a fantastic size. And the second huge thing about this watch, this particular watch, is the bracelet. It's 18K. The bracelet as well is 18K. And look how it's made. Look at the detail of that. You don't, I mean, it's so well made. And it's just a fantastic piece. I've never seen a bracelet like this. And the coolest thing about finding bracelets like this is you can pop them off these watches. So you can take it and you can remove it from this watch, and maybe you have an 18 mil lug Patek or an Audemars, and you can put it on. But finding a bracelet like this, and a watch like this, frankly, is 1 in a million. And I'm very, very happy to have given it a home. My wallet does hurt a bit, just from the service. But it's an absolutely wonderful piece. And it has little speckles from age on the dial, but who doesn't if you're from 1947? So that's my second piece that I've added. And starts, stops, and reset. I'm a mechanic by trade. If you watch my other videos, excuse the nails. My hands are dirty. Clean them up. The last piece looks similar. Very similar. But it couldn't be any different. This, excuse me, is a 56 Longines 18 karat chronograph on an 18K bracelet. Beautiful hexagon bracelet. And just to show you, this was also going to be scrapped. These two came in a package together. Same length, same bracelet length, and oddly, very similar. But, you know, you would think, okay, the Omega is certainly worth more than the Longines because I know Omega, I know the brand. Nope. The Longines is more valuable. I'll tell you why. Within this chronograph is a very legendary movement. The movement is a caliber 30CH chronograph movement. What makes it special, and this one was just serviced as well, is that it is a flyback. And I love the patina with the two-tone where it's kind of blossomed out from the middle, almost like an hourglass surrounding the sub-seconds, like a tan. The crown is original Longines. I think it was engraved or something on the case back at one time. It's just like those weird little patterns. But neither of these bracelets are factory. But back to the movement. It is a flyback. So your traditional chronograph, you start, stop, reset. Okay, that's all fine. That's a normal chronograph. A flyback, I start, and I let it keep running, and I push this button here. That sends it right back and starts it again. The movement in this is a very high quality chronograph movement, very well known amongst well-versed collectors. And the price difference between this one and the Omega is roughly $2,000 to $4,000, believe it or not. You would think that, you know, it wouldn't be because they're so different, but that flyback and that movement really make a big difference to a lot of collectors. around the same diameter. I prefer the Omega because look at the case size difference. The Omega's thinner. I like that. I like the crystal height, everything. So these two were going to be melted, scrapped, and I was happy to save them. They both needed some love, but the servicing cost, yeah, it hurt. I could have bought another decent Breitling for the price that I paid for the service on both of these. But I feel like I saved something, and you know, I still have the day date, and that's my pretty much go-to. And the Breitling and the day date are going to accompany me on my trip to Hawaii. But I want to show these two lovely pieces to you fine folks. I'm going to actually be diving in the day date. The day date is from 1972. It's been serviced 2 years ago by the same watchmaker, MRM Michaels, MRM Horologist on Instagram. He's one of the best watchmakers in the country, I think, in the world. Great video. He has a great channel too. He serviced these two as well as my Rolex. So I figure a 40-foot deep dive with the day date can really prove how robust these watches are really meant to be for Rolex. But I know it's a bit of a rambling video, but I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you.